The rear shock takes nitrogen, so remove your rear shock so you can have it filled. Use a 13mm socket to remove the upper and lower bolts. Make sure you have the bike on a stand with the rear tire off the ground. We had our local motorcycle shop put 75 psi of nitrogen in our shock, and they did it free of charge. We also picked up a set of MX34s. At the bottom of the right fork leg, you'll remove this plastic cap to expose a Schrader valve. Use one of these adapters to prevent air from escaping when you attach your fork pump. We added 150 psi to our fork. Measure sag from the rear axle bolt to a spot on the fender. Record that measurement. You should get the second measurement fully geared up, feet on the pegs, with all your weight on the seat in the riding position. Altis claims 200mm of rear wheel travel. Industry standard for sag is 1/3 of the travel, which we calculate to 2.5 inches. We need a little more sag to get to 2.5 inch, so we'll loosen the collar on the spring. Measure again and repeat the process until you get the desired sag. Preload will adjust the stiffness of the fork, and the rebound will adjust how quickly the forks extend back out. It's the same with the shock's compression and rebound adjustments. Now you can start riding and get a feel for your suspension. If the forks feel too soft, you can add preload with the blue knob. You would turn it clockwise. Or if they're too stiff, you can turn the preload counterclockwise. You can also add more air to the forks to stiffen them up. For example, if you put 50 psi, you can go and add another 25 psi and see how that feels. Although, I don't know what the limit is on psi for the forks. The shock is very similar. If it feels too soft, you can add compression with the blue knob, or you can add more nitrogen. And again, I don't know the maximum psi for the nitrogen. The rebound settings on the forks and the shock are a matter of feel. If you have too much rebound, for example, if the knobs are turned all the way clockwise, you will notice when you're riding it's not going to feel right because the forks and the shock will extend too slowly. If you don't have enough rebound, for example, the adjustments are turned all the way counterclockwise, the suspension will feel springy. Adjust as you ride until you find what works for your riding style. I'm 180 pounds and this is the tune I'm currently riding with.